And welcome to this 37th annual general meeting of the members of the company, held through video conferencing and other audio-visual means as permitted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. Before we commence, I would like to inform all of you as under. The 37th annual general meeting, which was earlier scheduled on 9th April 2020, had to be rescheduled today due to the national lockdown caused by COVID-19 pandemic, and we sincerely regret the inconvenience caused to the shareholders due to the rescheduling of the date. The revised notice dated 5th June 2020 was mailed on 16 June 2020 to all the shareholders whose email ID was registered with the company and depository participants. The shareholders have been provided the facility to join the meeting through video conferencing, other audio-visual means on a first-come, first-served basis. All the members joining this meeting are by default placed on mute mode to avoid any background noise disturbance and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. During the question-answer session, the chairman will announce the names of the registered speaker shareholders. Speaker shareholders will thereafter be unmuted by the host of the AGM and will be allowed to express their views, ask questions. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes, and I request each speaker to adhere to this time limit. The speaker shareholders are requested to click the audio and video button while speaking. If the shareholders are unable to join through video mode due to any reason, the shareholders are advised to switch off the camera, video, and speak through audio mode. Speaker shareholders are requested to minimize any background noises to avoid any disturbance. In the event there is a connectivity problem at speaker shareholders end, we will ask the next speaker to join the meeting. Once connectivity improves, the previous speaker shareholder will be called back to speak. During the meeting, if the members face any technical issues, he or she may call the helpline number of CDSL as mentioned in the revised notice of the AGM. I would like to inform that the board chairman, Mr. Narottam Siksaria, is unable to chair this AGM. Mr. Yan Yanis, vice chairman, is attending the meeting from Switzerland. Hence, he has requested that the directors present to elect amongst themselves the chairperson for this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rajiv. I am Rajendra Chitle, an independent director and chairman of the audit committee and risk committee of the company. I am participating in this AGM from Mumbai. I would like to propose the name of Mr. Martin Kriegner to chair this AGM of the company. Further, I would also like to propose the name of Mr. Nasir Manji, independent director and chairman of the nomination and remuneration committee, as the vice chairman for the meeting, and to conduct the meeting in case, for any reason, the connection of the chairman is lost during the meeting. If agreed, I request the directors present in the meeting to second the name of Mr. Kriegner as the chairman and of Mr. Manji as the vice chairman for the meeting.
If agreed, I request all the directors to give their consent and to give their second their name, and I would now call upon all the directors one by one to accord their approval, giving the approval for chairing of AGM by Mr. Martin Kriegner as the chairman and by Mr. Nasir Munji as vice chairman. To begin with, I now call upon Mr. Yan Yanis, please. Mr. Yanis. Okay, Mr. Shailesh Haribhakti, please. If he has joined. Dr. Omkar Goswami, please.
Agreed.
Okay. Ms. Shikha Sharma, please.
Agreed.
Mr. Christopher C. Mr. Roland Kohler.
Yes, I agree.
Ms. Karen Tan.
Yes, I agree.
Mr. Ranjit Sahani.
I also agree.
Mr. Ranjit Sahani. Okay. Mr. M.K. Sharma? Mr. M.K. Sharma?
Agree.
Mr. Praveen Moldri, please.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, all directors, for choosing me as the chairperson for today's meeting. Good morning and a very warm welcome to all shareholders and directors to this 37th annual general meeting being conducted through video conferencing mode on account of the coronavirus situation. The meeting is being live streamed through webcast. I thank all of you for your participation in today's meeting and sincerely wish that all of you and your families are safe and healthy. This is the first time in the history of Ambuja that the AGM is being conducted through virtual mode. I kindly ask all of us to be patient and work together to make this AGM a very successful event. As the requisite quorum is present, I call the meeting to order. Firstly, I would like to thank the founder of Ambuja and our chairman, Mr. Narottam Seksaria, for his leadership and continuous support to Ambuja. His guidance and foresight have always strongly determined the very positive evolution of Ambuja. I am really privileged to chair the company's 37th AGM on his behalf. I have with me here in the Nani Palkiwala Hall at Cement House, Mumbai, Mr. Neeraj Chakuri, the MD and CEO of the company, Ms. Sonal Srivastava, the CFO of the company, and as you have already seen, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, the company secretary. I would now call upon all the directors who are in video conference to introduce themselves and confirm their participation in the meeting. So I will now call the directors one by one. We start with Jan Jenisch. I think there seems to be some connectivity problem. Then Nasser Munji.
Yes, this is Nasser Manji. I confirm my attendance of this AGM. I am the chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee of the company.
Thank you, Nasser. So we move on then to Mr. Shailesh Haribhakti. Shailesh, please.
Very happy to participate in this AGM. I'm independent director of Ambuja Cement. I'm alone in this room and I have received all the papers pertaining to this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Omkar Goswami.
Very happy to participate in the AGM. I've got all the papers and I can hear you very clearly, and the others as well.
Thank you, Omkar. Ms. Shikha Sharma.
Yeah, I'm Shikha Sharma and an independent director on the board of Ambuja Cement. I'm participating from Mumbai and I can hear and see everybody and I've received all the papers.
Mr. Christoph Hessig.
Morning, everybody. I'm Christoph Hessig. I'm joining from Switzerland. I can hear and see you, and all documents are here.
Mr. Roland Köhler.
I'm Roland Kohler, joining the meeting from Switzerland.
Ms. Tan Vi Tan.
From Singapore.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dan Hui Tan. I'm joining the meeting from Singapore. I'm very happy to participate in the general AGM.
Thank you. Mr. Ranjit Chahani.
I am Ranjit Shahani, Chairman of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee, and I'm joining the AGM from Mumbai.
Mr. M.K. Sharma.
Non-executive director of the company.
Can you repeat? I think you were muted at the beginning, MKS. Can you repeat, please?
MK Sharma, joining from Mumbai. I'm a non-executive director of the company.
Thank you. And Mr. Pravin Molri.
Good morning. I am PK Molri, joining this AGM from Mumbai.
Thank you. Thank you to all the directors. I would like to express my gratitude to the Board of Directors of Ambuja Cements for their leadership, continuous strategic guidance, and very valuable contributions, which shaped a very solid performance during the year 2019. I would like to put on record and thank each member of the board for their support and participation during the lockdown. The board has been fully and effectively functioning during this time. I have to say it was very impressive how the board was present and acting during the COVID-19 situation. I'm very pleased to introduce now Mr. Neeraj Akuri, who took charge as the MD and CEO of the company on 21st of February of this year. Prior to joining Ambuja, Mr. Akuri was the MD and CEO of ACC Limited, our related company, since February 2017, and he is a member of the Lafarge-Holcim Senior Leadership Group. During his tenure at ACC, Mr. Akuri has been instrumental in shaping ACC results and driving the company to demonstrate very strong operational and financial performance. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I'm happy to welcome him as the MD and CEO of the company. I now request Neeraj to quickly introduce himself.
Thank you, Mr. Kriegner, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Neeraj Akuri, CEO of your company. I joined the company in February 2020. I thank our Board of Directors and the shareholders for reposing faith in me. I feel humbled by this incredible honor and to be part of this great and admired company, which has set benchmark in cement manufacturing, branding, and distribution ever since it started its operation in 1986. Assuring everyone that I'll work to take forward Ambuja legacy, protect and build our reputation as a most preferred partner to our shareholders, customers, community members, and other stakeholders. Thank you once again, and I look forward to work with everyone. Thank you, Mr. Kriegner.
Thank you. Representatives of the statutory auditors, MS Deloitte Haskins and Sells, and the secretarial auditors, MS Ratti and Associates, are also present at the meeting. We also have the executive committee members of the company present in the meeting. The company has received 5 letters from corporate shareholders appointing authorized representatives under Section 113 of the Companies Act 2013 in respect of 129,134,915 equity shares, representing 65% of the paid-up equity share capital of the company. Since this AGM is being held electronically, physical attendance of the members has been dispensed, and also the requirement of appointing proxy is not applicable. The register of directors and KMP and their shareholding, the register of contracts of agreements in which a director is interested, and the agreement with the MD and CEO are open for inspection by the members during the continuation of the meeting on the investor tab of the company's website. Members who did not vote earlier through remote e-voting may vote electronically during the course of this meeting. As the notice of AGM is already circulated to all the members, with your permission, I take the notice of the meeting as read. Further, as the report of the statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors were unqualified and without any adverse observations or comments in their reports, with your permission, I take the auditor's report and the report of the secretarial auditors also as read. The board had recommended a final dividend of 1.5 rupees per share for the financial year 2019, which had to be recalled due to the deferment of this AGM. Keeping the interest of our large shareholder bases in mind, the company has paid interim dividend at the same rate as the final dividend, namely 1.5 rupees per share, resulting in a total outgo of 298 crores. Dear members, we are in the midst of incomparable times of COVID-19. At Ambuja, we started to recognize this health crisis very early, and we assured that we have acted with greatest concern for the priority for health of our employees, their families, and our partners. In keeping with Ambuja's overarching value of health and safety, your company strictly followed the guidelines prescribed by the health authorities and the government. We also worked very closely with the Lafarge-Holcim Group, sharing the best practices and creating new standard operating procedures to ensure that health remains our key focus during this situation. A business resilience team was activated at the beginning of the pandemic to ensure the company is at a high level of preparedness all the time to respond to the evolving challenge and secure the health and safety of its employees and stakeholders. This team, which meets every day, continues to monitor the unfolding situation, putting in place robust precautionary measures and mitigation, the impact on operations through strong business continuity planning. Management and board of directors remain focused on our three priorities in this time: health, cost, and cash. I am confident that we can be proud with the agility with which your company has managed to navigate the pandemic so far over the last few months, both on health priority and business continuity. On receiving approval from the government to restart operations after the lifting of the lockdown, phase-wise operations resumed. I'm very happy and proud to say that today all of our 5 integrated cement plants and our 8 grinding units are fully operating to serve our customers, while ensuring that very stringent health and safety standards and protocols are always followed. Your company firmly embraced the use of technology to stay connected, whether to enable working from home or to virtually engage with contractors, customers, and other stakeholders. Ambuja ran multiple campaigns that connected as many as 20,000 contractors and over 5,000 channel partners to underscore the customer value proposition of our unique products, services, and solutions. More than 5,000 contractors underwent viral training sessions during this time of lockdown, designed to enhance their knowledge of construction best practices and concrete mix design. In addition, around 1,500 professionals, from architects and structural engineering to key customers, attended webinars and training sessions provided by us. We use this time to also organize a series of knowledge and skill upgradation programs for our employees. In recognition of our digital prowess, our integrated digital platform, Ambuja Cement, won the Best Customer Relationship Platform and Best Marketing Technology Stack at the MarTech Leadership Awards. I think a very good achievement of the company in the field of using digital technology while connecting with our customers. Ambuja Cement has a long history of reaching out to communities and people in need. You shareholders are very well aware of this. With the advent of COVID-19, your company stepped up its corporate social responsibility efforts to assist hundreds of thousands of impacted people, daily wages, slum dwellers and migrant laborers stranded across the country on account of the lockdown. Your company's model of engaging with community stakeholders through the Ambuja Cement Foundation, ACF, enabled us to reach out to nearly 700,000 people in 2,000 villages across the country to help fighting the pandemic. Almost overnight, around 3,000 women from Ambuja supported self-help groups, rose from their communities to support ACF, the Ambuja Foundation, on a series of initiatives. They kickstart a micro-enterprise to produce and distribute over 230,000 cotton face masks. Women health workers, Sakis, went out in villages disseminating customized messages using visuals and recordings. Other volunteers to distribute food provisions kits to migrants and daily wage laborers. Your company has also partnered with 3 reputed NGOs to support migrants of Mumbai and Delhi with food packets and rations. Ventilators were donated to government hospitals in Maharashtra, and hundreds of PPE kits and masks were given to healthcare workers. I'm very proud to say that your company has also offered its own 50-bed Ambuja Nagar hospital in Gujarat for the treatment of COVID-19 patients. In 2019, our corporate responsibility initiatives impacted around 2.6 million lives, including 0.2 million new beneficiaries during the year. Through ACF, the Ambuja Foundation, your company has been promoting water resource management, enhancing livelihoods and imparting employable skills to thousands of young people. I believe you can be very proud of all the work that your company has done to address the pandemic, as well as the support provided to the communities on an ongoing basis. I will now share highlights of your company's performance for the year ended 31st of December 2019. The economic environment in India during the year 2019 was challenging on account of global headwinds and domestic volatility, with a muted GDP growth of around 5%. Cement demand growth was subdued at around 2%, amid low infrastructure spend and muted private sector participation in the housing sector. However, your company, despite of economic difficulties, delivered a very strong operational and financial performance. Compared with the previous year, in 2019, net sales increased by 3.4% to 11,353 crore rupees, despite sales volumes decreasing marginally by 0.9%. Average sales realization increased by 4.4%, and operating expenditure was very well controlled at the same level as in 2018. Your companies of taking strong measures to enhance overall efficiency and productivity, as well as fuel mix optimization and strategic sourcing, helped mitigate rising input costs such as raw materials and fuel. Ambuja is digitizing its entire supply chain to improve visibility of the process, deliver quality customer service, and optimize costs. We have established a transport analytics center to improve operational efficiencies and distribution safety. This center is yielding very positive results in our safety records and logistics costs. Thus, absolutely, EBITDA registered healthy growth of 13.6% at 2,149 crore rupees, and net profit after tax after adjustments improved 19% to 1,426 crore rupees. Your company is further enhancing its new products and solutions vertical by developing application-based offerings. An example is Ambuja Wall Solutions, which is a product basket offering a complete package comprising of an Ambuja cool wall block, the Ambuja block jointing mortar, Ambuja Platztor ready mix plaster, and Ambuja color safe wall putting. So a fully integrated wall system with Ambuja products and solutions. In December 2019, your company launched a stronger, denser, and water-resistant cement product, Ambuja Kavach, which was developed through its strong in-house manufacturing and product innovation capabilities. This product is showing a very strong trend already in the market and is very innovative. Besides responding to customer needs, these diverse offerings also allow our retail partners to expand continuously their business. Your company continues to nurture loyalty and build long-term relations with its customers and partners. In recognition of this, as the Customer Fest Leadership Awards 2020, Ambuja Cement was presented the Best Loyalty Program in B2B Sector Award and the prestigious Best Customer Service Initiative Award for its unique home building service, Ambuja Certified Technology, a complete package of products and solutions that offers end-to-end value proposition to consumers during their construction journey. The Master Supply Agreement, which has been approved by the shareholders between Ambuja Cement and ACC, is progressing well, and the synergy projects are delivering expected supply chain benefits. We are working to take more advantage of the synergy potentials through this agreement. In order to further support the growth of your company, we are pleased to update that our Greenfield expansion project in Mava Mundwa in Rajasthan is on track and is expected to commence operations by next year. This will add about 3 million tons of clinker capacity and 1.8 million tons of cement capacity. So the overall additional cement capacity will be 4.5 million tons. So a very large capacity addition, which we are continuing to execute. Your company is in a very strong position of being a debt-free company with adequate reserves and a very comfortable liquidity position. It embarked on a robust program in 2019 to reduce costs and conserve cash with successful outcomes. This sustained performance can be attributed to the determination of Ambuja employees, who are the bedrock of the organization. Ambuja Cement continues to work closely with its parent LafargeHolcim and is receiving the benefit of best practices from across the globe in areas such as technical operations support, engineering and design, product innovation, product development, and digital technology, which enables it to significantly enhance the performance. Your company is committed to ensuring that sustainability is closely aligned to the triple bottom line and has made big strides in achieving its Sustainability Development 2030 plan targets that focus on climate and energy, circular economy, environment and community. This plan was updated in 2019 to strengthen sustainable development in our business value chain. Ambuja has constantly implemented new initiatives and innovations to reduce emissions from its value chain and continues to adapt strategies to address global warming and ensure a low carbon growth path for its operation. Ambuja has reduced CO2 emissions by a very significant 31.26% as of December 2019. This is against 2019 levels. Our clinker factor is high with 64.9%. The thermal substitution rate is 5.36%, where we substitute waste with fossil fuels. And the ratio of blended cements, which are also reducing our CO2 footprint significantly, is as high as 89%. This gives us an opportunity to establish our role as a company that cares really for the planet. Its strong renewable energy portfolio includes biomass, power plants, wind power stations, solar power plants, and a waste heat recovery system, which will be further strengthened in the future. Your company provides sustainable waste management solutions through its partner, Geocycle, processing industrial, municipal, and agricultural waste in its cement kilns. In 2019, your company became over 2 times plastic negative, which means it co-processed and used more than twice the amount of plastic in its cement kilns than it used to sell with the cement bags. That's a very remarkable balance. Out of the total waste of over 4.14 lakh tons generated in our operations, only 0.01% went to landfill. So that means all the waste which is generated by operations is reused internally. Unrelenting focus on water conservation and water harvesting has made your company 8 times water positive, retaining its spot among the leading water positive companies in the country. In fact, Ambuja Cement Foundation received the National Water Mission Award 2019 for its focus on drinking water, water harvesting, and water use efficiency interventions. You will be very proud to know that the result of all these efforts, Ambuja Cement has moved up 1 spot to the 4th rank globally in the construction material category of the international renowned Dow Jones Sustainability Index 2019, setting yet another benchmark in sustainable development. At the end, I would like to reiterate that we are very optimistic about our future and believe that despite the COVID-19 pandemic, our country will continue on its growth trajectory soon. The recent initiatives by the government will help resurging of rural demand and infrastructure projects, including affordable housing. Our country has a strong record of growth and sound economic policies, and hence we remain confident that current business impact are at best temporary. I'm also convinced that our company, Ambuja Cement, will come out from the COVID situation as a stronger company. Dear shareholders, once again, the Ambuja Cement team has performed well in 2019 in challenging times. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I express my sincere appreciation for the efforts and hard works from the employees at all levels and wish them all the best for the success of the company and the performance this year. I would also like to thank our customers and channel partners for their consistent loyalty and support. Last but not least, I thank you, dear shareholders, for your continued support. My best wishes to you and your families. I now request Rajiv to carry out the remaining part of the proceedings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I will now take the shareholders to the voting instructions. In compliance with the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI listing regulations read with MCA and SEBI circulars, The members are provided with the facility to cast their vote electronically through the remote e-voting services administered by CDSL on all the resolutions set forth in this notice. The members who have not casted their votes on the resolutions as mentioned in the revised AGM notice by remote e-voting prior to the AGM may cast their vote through e-voting system available on the voting page of CDSL during the continuance of this AGM simultaneously while watching the proceedings of the meeting. The board has appointed Mr. Surendra Kastia, practicing company secretary, to act as the scrutinizer to scrutinize the remote e-voting and the vote cast at the meeting and provide a consolidated result. Since the AGM is held through video conferencing and other audio-visual means, the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening this AGM have already been put to vote through remote e-voting, and as the facility of voting is also available during this AGM proceedings, there will be no proposing or seconding of the resolutions. Thank you very much, and I will now hand over the meeting back to the chairman.
Thank you, Rajiv. Now I shall invite the shareholders who have registered themselves as speakers to express their views, ask questions, give suggestions. So I will read out the registered shareholders one by one to give their opinions. First is Mr. Dinesh Balachandran from SBI Mutual Fund. Mr. Balachandran, please.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, very well, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for offering the opportunity to speak. I have a couple of questions. The first question is with regards to growth potential of the company. When I look at the company from a balance sheet perspective, it looks very good. But when I look at growth over the last 5-7 years, it has been quite lackluster. And from a market share perspective, there definitely has been a loss of market share. Now the company has announced expansion and led to believe that will come on stream next year. But I would like to know, how should one think about the growth of this company from a 3 or 5 year longer term perspective?
Yes, if you could, we will hear all your questions and answer them at the end, please. Yeah.
Okay. The second question is with regard to the MSA agreement with ACC. When that agreement was announced, essentially the thought process was that there would be a 5% margin improvement at the PBT level because of this agreement. I would like to know how much of that has been achieved so far, and what is the timeline for achieving the remaining synergy?
Yes. The next question, please.
The last question would be one where, there was earlier plan to merge with ACC, but due to regulations, we weren't able to really do so. I wanted to know whether anything has changed from a regulatory perspective, which will potentially make it more amenable to merge with ACC.
Yes. Okay, that's very well understood. Thank you, Mr. Balachandran. So please stay online so that when we at the end answer all the questions together, that we can really respond well to your questions. Thanks a lot. The next speaker is Mr. Naren Gorti of First State Stewart Asia. Please.
Hi, this is Vinay from First State Investments in Singapore. I have, and Naren is with me as well, so we have a couple of questions. Well, first is, the past few years, Ambuja has unfortunately had a few fatal workplace incidents. And this is in contrast to peers, even smaller companies such as Heidelberg, where we are also shareholders of. And then there has been no incidents there for a long time, but for Ambuja, it keeps happening every year. So how does the board think about it, and what specific actions is the board taking to ensure that such incidents among the workforce are reduced? And more generally, can you also brief us about the ESG initiatives of the company? And the second question is similar to what my colleague from from the SBI he asked Mr. Balachandra that if I look at over the past 10 years, Ambuja's sales grown 5% compounded versus other competitors like Ultratech close to 20%, Sri Cement 15%, and even the total shareholder returns over the last 10 years has been quite disappointing for a company of your stature. And how do you think about it? What are your plans for the longer term, and what sort of investment will be required to achieve higher growth if that is one of the agenda items?
Good, thank you. We will answer, as I said, at the end. Thank you, Mr. Gotti. Thank you for your inputs. The next registered speaker shareholder is Vagato Ghosh from Franklin Templeton Investments. Please.
Yeah, hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, not so well, but we can hear you.
Yeah, I'll be a bit louder. So, good morning, everyone. I had a couple of questions and then maybe one suggestion. So, first question is related to the capital allocation for the company. So, we have been conserving cash, and probably that has helped us in difficult times, like we have seen in the past few months. But two parts. One is the interest rate environment in the country is going down. And also there are various organic as well as inorganic growth opportunities present in the country, as we have seen in the past few years. So with that background, how can our strategy of conserving cash change in the future? And a related question to this capital allocation is, are we open to looking at other non-cement but maybe related businesses in the construction sector where we can allocate capital and maybe make the shareholder returns more accretive? So that was one of my questions. The second question is we have seen a change in the management in Ambuja. Mr. Akhoury has come in. So I would like to know what kind of changes can Mr. Akhoury bring in this company, if you are looking at any specific areas, and if any timelines that we can look forward to for realizing those changes. Those were my questions, and one suggestion, if I may. So cement business in India is for us shareholders, the people running the business is equally important. So I would request that if we investors have exposure to the top as well as some of the mid-level management through some investor day or something like that, that would be extremely helpful in understanding and analyzing the company. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ghosh, also for your suggestion. We take this on board, and I will answer to your question. We will answer to your questions at the end. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
The next and last registered speaker shareholder is Amit Premchandani from UTI Mutual Fund.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity. I have a question regarding Lafarge Holcim has, as per the strategy building for growth, has refocused on the volume market share. How has it changed Ambuja's price volume strategy, given that it has lost some market share in India in the last 5 years? Also, Lafarge has said it will invest more in growth plus market, which includes India. With this, can we expect more capacity expansion beyond Marwa being announced by Ambuja? Thank you.
Thank you for this question. So we have no further questions from registered shareholders. So I would like now that we answer the questions, and we have also received some questions from the chat box. There's a chat box in this video conference, and we have also considered here, received some questions, and we will also answer them during these Q&A sessions. So there was a question around the long-term growth perspectives of the companies. So I have said in my speech that Mava Mundwa is a priority CapEx project, and it is on track. So Mava Mundwa, there's no impact of the COVID situation in the progress of Mava Mundwa. This will improve Ambuja's market position in North and West with, as I said, additional 3 million ton of clinker and 1.8 million ton of new grinding capacity. We have also underutilized grinding units in the North. So the whole capacity of Ambuja will increase by 4.5 million tons of cement. So this will bring us in the next 2-3 years. This will help Ambuja to grow and at least maintain the market positions in the attractive markets where we are present. Of course, we will continue to evaluate both organic and inorganic routes for growing the company and to invest in attractive opportunities. Ambuja has already, as I said, embarked on the greenfield expansions, and this will help us a lot. But there are other projects under review, and we will announce them once concluded. We have adequate limestone reserves also to perform these expansions. There was a question on also related if we can go beyond cement. I think, yes, we think that we have in India with Ambuja Cement a very strong brand, and we have a very strong dealer network. This will allow us also to grow the business in other construction materials than cement. As I have said in my speech, we have embarked on that and have developed and are marketing already a number of construction materials, branded construction materials in the areas of dry mix products, in the area of adhesives, in the area of construction chemicals, and in the areas of wall solutions, as I have mentioned. Then there was a question regarding the agreement between ACC and Ambuja, the Master Service Agreement, which has been approved by the shareholders. We have seen an acceleration in this agreement in the year 2019. And the first months of 2020 are also very promising in further acceleration of getting the benefits of these agreements, the synergies between ACC and Ambuja. We have also made a recent management change, which is also designed to further accelerate the benefits between ACC and Ambuja and explore further areas of synergies which can be extracted. We expect going forward more benefits to come from this. In the last year, the goods traded between the two companies amounted to 100 crores rupees. This is definitely a focus area of the management and will continue a source of value creation both for ACC and Ambuja. There was a question on the merger. So between the two companies, so we are not considering at this point of time the merger. Conditions have not changed. Regulatory environment has not changed to presently change our decision. Then there was a question on health and safety. So thank you for this question. This is really for us an extremely important and serious area of performance. It's part of our overarching value building. And in 2019, we have dealt with health and safety related challenges in a manner that demonstrated in many ways our safety first approach. We witnessed improvement across our leading and lagging indicators, and we can see this in the following. We had a 35% reduction in total incident frequency rate. We had a 31% reduction in lost time injury frequency rate. This is all compared to the previous year. We had a 27% reduction on on-site injuries, including first aid, and a 9% decline on road safety related incidents. So we will continue to focus very strongly on that. We strongly believe in zero harm concept, and I can assure you that the board of directors and the management is taking this challenge very seriously. There was a question on ESG. So probably the best way to answer is to give you a few dates, or data on our ESG performance. Ambuja follows a very strong program, as I said also in my speech, on environment, social and governance areas. This is regularly monitored by our CSR and Sustainability Committee in the board. So we have a special CSR and Sustainability Committee in the board. The specific CO2 net emission was 530 kg per ton. This is, as I said, over 30% lower than 1990. The launch of green products in 2019 helped the company deliver a greater value proposition to its end customers and also to have a greener product. It's very important to mention that Ambuja has a very high share of blended cements, where the content of CO2 is emitted is very low. The Ambuja Cement Foundation reached out to over 2,000 villages and a population of about 26 lakhs people in the country. We spent 62 crores on CSR. This is more than the limit which is required by the law. It is 4.7% of the net profit. Inspired by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, Ambuja built its 2030 Sustainable Development Vision around 4 strategic drivers: climate, energy, circular economy, environment and community. This shaped our capacity plans, where we have ensured minimal adverse impact on environment and society. I mentioned in my speech the Geocycle brand we have, which is supplying our cement kilns with alternative fuels and alternative raw materials. And we have 300,000 tons of waste used in our cement kilns and almost 100,000 tons of waste fired as alternative fuel in our cement kilns. I think we are a leader in the country in these areas. All in all, we used 8.4 million ton, very big number, 8.4 million ton of waste in our operations. So I have mentioned also that we have received a lot of awards, very prestigious awards. And also I would highlight again that in the Dow Jones Sustainability Index globally, in our sector, Ambuja is number 4. So that's really, I think, a very remarkable achievement. Then there was a question on the growth again and on the return to shareholders. So I will ask Neeraj to answer this question.
Thank you, Martin. So the growth of where we spoke about the last 10 years growth. And let me give you my view and the management view, both the view on this topic. So Ambuja and our other sister concern, ACC, long-term plans are to grow faster in the coming decades. We already made a move with Marwa Mundwa project, which is not being put on hold even in these very testing times. The company focus will not only be retaining our market share, but also strengthening our market positions. Marwa Mundwa project, as Chairman was talking about, will increase our overall cement output by about 4.5 million tons and will improve our market position in northern and western regions. We will continue to evaluate both organic and inorganic routes to growth and continue to invest in attractive opportunities. Ambuja has embarked on a greenfield expansion, which will take us forward, as you have heard from this morning. Several projects are under evaluation, and we will announce them once concluded. Thank you.
Thank you, Neeraj. So we go back to answering the remaining questions. There was one question which was related to the capital allocation. I think we have answered the question. We will continue to focus on defending our market position in the markets where we are strong. We will also invest in energy savings capex, and as I have said, also we will also grow beyond cement. But normally, this growth beyond cement is not so capital intense. Then there was a question related to the change in the management we have done recently. Yes, with Neeraj Akhoury heading Ambuja, and is also a member of the board of ACC. The coordination between ACC and Ambuja will further improve, and we can definitely get more synergies out of that. And we see this already happening in a very positive manner. There was also a question, a suggestion on Investor Day, so we take this on board. And then there was a question on loss of market share. I think and LH, Lafarge-Holcim. So I think for Lafarge-Holcim, India is a very important market. It's the second most important market for Lafarge-Holcim globally. And it is true that in the past we have lost some market share, but with our projects we have explained, we will regain our market position. And I have also said that we will grow beyond the cement. So this is basically answering this question. It was a good suggestion on having an investor day that we will take on board. There were two questions on the chat room. One I will answer and one I will request Neeraj to answer. The one is, what is your installed capacity by end of 2023? I mean, we have a current capacity which is very close to 30 million tons of cement. And I mentioned that up to 23, our Marwa Mundwa project will come on stream. And I have mentioned already the capacity addition, which is linked to the Marwa Mundwa project. And then there's a question on the brand.
Thank you, Martin. So, one of the things that we all should be very proud of is the strength of Ambuja brand, which is on giant compressive strength. I am particularly very proud to now lead this brand. The question is more on what is the reason behind this brand. So there is a legacy called Ambuja Cement, and I think that legacy consists of 3 or 4 important levers. One is the the very high strength quality cement. So the quality of Ambuja was always given a top priority, and that has helped us to create a brand equity over the last several years. That consistency of quality, the high strength, the giant compressive strength, that is what has made Ambuja what it is today. But there is also some other levers we have worked on for last several years, be it in distribution, be it in manufacturing efficiencies, be it in logistics, and these all have helped us to be a right brand for the consumers. The current focus for us will be to continue to develop it, make it more strong, work on brands. So if you are today watching the television, you will see Ambuja Cement right on your televisions. But we'll work more on it, but also work on the quality and some of the new products. Thank you for this question on Ambuja being a very strong brand.
Yeah. And there's one question from me.
Sorry?
There's one question from me. So one of the shareholders have asked about where the statutory registers has been kept for inspection on the website. And to answer this, the statutory register is available for inspection on our website www.ambujacement.com. On the shareholders tab, there's another sub tab of annual general meeting. So you can just log into that tab and you will find all the statutory register which is available for inspection during this annual general meeting. So in case of any difficulties, you may contact my staff also on this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I once again thank all the members and directors for attending this AGM through video conferencing. I would now like to conclude this meeting. The e-voting process will continue for the next 15 minutes and will be disabled thereafter. The result of the voting will be announced on or before 11th July 2020, and the same will be intimated to the stock exchanges and also uploaded on the website of the company and the CDSL. With your consent and all other board members, I would like to leave the meeting and wish all shareholders and their families a very healthy and safe future. Thank you very much.
So at the end, dear shareholders, I conclude this meeting with my sincere thanks for all your support and cooperation. I would also like to thank all our esteemed board members, our chairman for their participation, and to my colleagues for their hard work to make this event a successful one. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks once again.